up, guys? This is Setsmania. I'm coming to you with a brand new deck profile today, and today we are doing Vassal Batteryman. Now, Batteryman is actually kind of a popular deck in some way, shape, or form. Um, it works as a kind of like an OTK deck. You don't really need the extra deck, so if you really want to, you could actually cut out like the instant fusions for other things. Um, it helps the deck with a little bit of power plays, but in all honesty, you really don't need the extra deck for this. So if you're looking to pick up like a really cheap budget deck, this is a really good deck to choose. And like, yeah, you could cut some costs for like Max C or Twin Twister, throw in maybe like a Hunter engine and call it a day, by subbing out these guys. And like for like uh triple Ma Hunters, double Pa Hunter, and one Thunder Seahorse, and you could that is actually really consistent as well. But I prefer this one as well because it's a little bit, it can push a lot easier. It gets a lot more power cards out, and it's really cool in that way. So moving on to the deck profile, 3 Batteryman 9-volt. He's the Stratos of the deck. When he's summoned, doesn't matter how, as long as he's summoned, you can add 1 Batteryman monster from your deck to your hand, and then you get to double his attack and defense. Unfortunately, at the end of your turn, he's destroyed, but nonetheless, you still get a search. 3 Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell is really cool because if you control 2 Batteryman monsters, you can just special summon them out. If you have multiples in your hand, you can really fill up your field and get a lot of damage on board. Plus, you contribute 1 monster, 1 Batteryman monster on your side of the field to return 1 card your opponent controls to the owner's hand, and that's non-targeting, so that's actually really good right now. 3 Batteryman Charger. He's the guy that allows you to push for game. He allows you to OTK. When he's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 Batteryman monster, except for himself, from your hand or deck, and this card gains 300 attack and defense for each Thunder type monster you control. He's really useful for that because the main combo is normal summon Charger, special summon 9-volt, search out a Fuel Cell, and then special summon Fuel Cell with his own effect. And you can get a ton of damage on board. Plus, if you get a lot of Charger, if you get double Charger out in field and double Fuel Cell, you can, or whatever. I have gotten to a lot of scenarios in testing with this deck where I've gotten double Charger out in the field, both with 3,300 attack. It's really ridiculous sometimes with the way this deck runs. My love-hate relationship card in this deck, Batteryman Microcell. It's a flip monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Batteryman monster from your deck, except for himself, and after this card has been flipped face up, when it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. So you can like set him, special summon out a 9-volt, get a search, and then you get to draw a card if it's destroyed by battle. That does come up a lot. Unfortunately, it is necessary to play him at 3. I wish I could play him at 2 because I just sometimes he becomes kind of cloggy. He can be. It's just sometimes really disappointing, but typically I can just send him to grave with like Foolish, Twin Twister, or like Mathematician to power like Industrial Strength's ability, or normal summon him after summoning Fuel Cell and then tribute him off to return a card back to the hand. So he's okay if like you've run out of 9-volts to summon, so he's just okay. Double Batteryman Industrial Strength. He's essentially a BLS for the deck. You can only be special summoned by removing 2 Batteryman monsters from your graveyard, and then once per turn, you can remove and play 1 Thunder type monster from your graveyard to destroy 1 monster and 1 spell or trap card on the field. This does come up quite a bit, and it's kind of stinks because he only has 0 defense, and if he gets put in defense mode, that's not good. But typically, like, he really helps you push for OTKs, especially if you can only get like out a 9-volt. And then you have him in hand. You can like with the 9, you can normal summon the 9-volt, special summon out the Fuel Cell after special summoning out Batteryman Industrial Strength by banishing 2 other Batteryman, and you can push for a decent amount of damage regardless. So that's pretty cool as well. For the Vassal engine, double Eidos and 1 Land Robe. Now Eidos technically isn't a Squire, but he still fits in the Vassal archetypes technically because he's got 800 attack and 1,000 defense. Eidos allows you to get out Charger, which is undoubtedly the most important card in the deck, which again allows you to OTK. And then Land Robe allows you to deal with targets like problems like Traptrix Rafflesia, which can be a bit of a problem for the deck, as well as Ragna Zero, which kind of kills the deck sometimes. Ragna Zero, unless you can deal with Ragna Zero, you kind of auto lose to it, and that's kind of a shame. That's a big problem for the deck. So that's, and it kind of sucks that happens, but nonetheless, Land Robe is a good answer to a lot of those things. Double Honest, the majority of the cards in the deck are light, so Honest comes up a lot. 1 Mathematician, I can dump like any of my guys and then like fuel a Industrial Strength or fuel get cards in the grave for Battery Charger or Call the Haunted, so Mathematician is very useful. Double Max C for draw power. Moving on to the spells, 3 Monarch Storm Forth. It's non-targeting removal, essentially, so it's very, very useful, and plus allows you to OTK again with Charger. Double Battery Charger, it's a monster reborn for Batteryman. I don't really... it's just good. Double Twin Twister, I don't have to explain that. 1 Raigeki. Double Instant Fusion, don't have to explain that. 1 Foolish, again, so it's the same purpose as Mathematician. Double Call the Haunted. It's the same purpose as Battery Charger, except you get to do it on your opponent's turn, so that's cool. Double Phoenix Chain. You could honestly sub these out for Veilers if you really wanted to, but I prefer Phoenix Chain because it also prevents them from attacking. And this deck has a problem where it leaves the field open until you're ready to OTK, and Phoenix Chain helps you, like, keeps monsters on the field for like Stormforth or whatever. So, or even like Industrial Strength. So that like Phoenix Chain, I just prefer the way that the deck runs. 1 Escalation of the Monarchs. If you can get out a Charger on your opponent's side of the field, it's kind of ridiculous. Especially if you combo with Stormforth, like they'll summon out like Rafflesia. You'll flip this, chain Monarch Stormforth, and then you just summon out the Charger, and it's just absolutely ridiculous sometimes. You only need 1 because it doesn't come up too often, but it's still really useful. 1 Bottomless and 1 Solemn. Don't need to explain that. If you really wanted to, if you didn't want to play an extra deck, you can always take out like the instant fusions and the escalation for like Solemn Strike, so you complete the Solemn Brigade. But in general, like it's not as it's not as necessary if you just want to build the deck. So mainly because it's a really expensive card. For the extra deck, double Norden as instant fusion targets, 1 Dweller, 1 Cowboy, 1 Castell, 1 Emerald, 1 Paladynamo. He's really cool because he allows you to put a monster down 0, and then you get to draw a card if he's destroyed. 1 Durandal to shovel back and draw new, better hands, potentially. 1 Omega, coupled with a Pleiades and a Ptolemy M7. He's cool because you can summon Omega, activate his effect to make all Concealer monsters on your side of the field, well, including himself, unaffected by spell or trap cards. So, and it's a quick effect, so if he wants to attack it and someone tries to block it, you can activate the effect. 2400 beater, not bad, but really the main use is to get out Ptolemy M7. He's pretty cool because he allows you to put 9-volt back in the deck, as well as like charge or anything else you need. So he's kind of like your second Emerald, plus he's also a big beater, so that's pretty useful as well. For rank 6s, I am playing the 1 Photon Strike Bouncer. I go into this guy the most, in all honesty. He's really cool because he can prevent stupid stuff that your opponent wants to do. So that's pretty cool. 1 Swordbreaker. He's okay. Not the best, but he's okay. And then 1 Utopia Beyond. He's amazing. Making all your opponent non-targeting, making all your opponent's monsters go down to 0 attack, and then he has 3000 attack on top of that. That's awesome. And you can also, if once Utopia Lightning comes out, he couples pretty well with that as well. So Utopia Beyond is pretty cool for that. And then 1 Force Focus, because this is actually not a bad card either. So the unfortunate part is that he targets. So he's a good answer to Monarchs. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a nice day.